Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk about perhaps the most controversial issue in the LEGO Star Wars community, and that of course is clone troopers. Is there really a problem with the minifigures? Well, that just depends on who you ask. Since Clone Troopers began to be re-released by LEGO in 2020, and then again in 2022 with the new 501st Specialist Pack, it seemed for me like there's always been about three main problems with LEGO Clone Troopers. And the first of those problems is blatant misrepresentation with their product by LEGO. On boxes and box art, they use digital images of sets, and you can look at this with the 501st Battle Pack and the ATTE, both being examples of LEGO's misrepresentation of the product. So as you can see with the ATTE here, the printing LEGO shows on the digital image is ultimately not what we get in terms of the physical minifigure, and unfortunately that is a problem for a lot of fans, including myself, and is just misrepresentation of the product. Secondly, camas being printed rather than made of cloth. With printed camas being unable to go around the legs, it does create a really strange effect, and ultimately I would prefer cloth camas on minifigures like we had back in 2010 and even in late as 2020. So of course that spanned a decade, and LEGO has suddenly just got rid of them for kind of an unexplainable reason. Helmet holes are the final issue for many fans, and they're very concerned about this. With Phase 2 Clone Troopers never being given helmet holes before, the 2022 501st Battle Pack with the Specialist Troopers gave us some of our first helmet holes on Clone Troopers, and the fans weren't exactly pleased. Once again, it didn't help that LEGO used digital images to try and make it seem as if the holes were lower than they actually were on the physical figures. So, now we've identified what the problems for the fans are. Is there really a problem with the Clone Troopers, or is it just objective? Well, of course it just depends on who you ask. The LEGO Star Wars community, when we're talking about issues like this, consists of a group of mainly teenagers and adults, less so children, who are divided on the topic. So, one end you've got someone like M&R Productions, who vocally opposes these three issues with a large fan base behind him. And on the other end, you have members of the LEGO Ambassador Network who are simply unwilling to offer very many critiques of LEGO's minifigures at all, due to the involvement in that organisation. So, both sides bring completely different points to the table, and both are fairly acceptable. So M&R's fanbase would state that LEGO's motto is only the best is good enough. So how can they make such poor figures in their eyes, and effectively deceiving fans through false advertising and misrepresentation? Members of the LEGO Ambassador Network and other supporters of LEGO's product would state that LEGO has given fans what they want. 501st Troopers, named characters like Cody and Vaughn and maybe Rex in 2024, and all the fans are doing is just complaining, and of course they're not happy with that. So where do I fall on this scale? Perhaps somewhere in the middle. I don't particularly like the new helmet holes, and the lack of cloth cameras is kind of strange, and the false advertising is a big problem for me. But at the same time, breaking down these issues, it is the first time LEGO has used helmet holes on the Phase 2 figures, and I certainly cut them some slack there, as ultimately they're trying to make the product more collector-friendly by allowing customization in the form of various accessories. And yet, I also believe that LEGO, if they hadn't falsely advertised printing and helmet holes, many fans just simply wouldn't be as angry with the decisions that they're making regarding Phase 2 Clone Troopers. So, is there really a massive problem in the long term, or are we just over-exaggerating this issue? LEGO does listen to fans, in my opinion, and, for example, stud shooters were universally hated almost, and LEGO got rid of them. M&R Productions and his large fan base, including people like Republic Studs, have asked for a 501st Battle Pack, and LEGO gave it to us. I'm sure many of you, including myself, love that idea, and it's the fact LEGO listened to us which makes it so important. The same goes for a Phase 2 Cody and Captain Rex. The way I see it, helmet holes were a test on the Phase 2 minifigures. It's the first time they've been tried, and therefore, if fans complain, or they're just very unpopular with the community, as we can see maybe they already are, LEGO will either entirely scrap them off the Phase 2 clones as they have done previously, or they're just going to find a new way of doing things. Cloth cameras can be easily reintroduced with enough backing from fans. We've already seen it on the Wanda figure from the Marvel series. And the only real issue therefore remaining for me is the false advertising. Of course, this is completely unfair on fans, and this will have to stop if LEGO's going to remain a company that prides itself on only the best being good enough. So once this stops and fans continue to voice their complaints in a way that is fair and civil, LEGO will listen to them and they will make the necessary changes. We've seen it in the past and I believe we will see it again. So, in conclusion to this video, are there issues with the Clone Troopers in 2023? Most fans would say yes. But should we hate LEGO for this when they experiment with their new designs? No, I don't believe so. LEGO relies on its fan base, and we've seen in the past LEGO does listen to the fans, and therefore I believe these minor issues will get resolved, and with the rumoured Clone vs Droid Battle Pack coming in 2024, the future continues to look bright for LEGO Star Wars Clone Troopers. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got your own views on this situation, I would absolutely love to hear them, so leave them in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to let me know that you're interested in more of this type of content in the future. I'll see you in the next animation.